Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam. Thank you for the opportunity, Guruji. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsh. Hare Krishna. So last time we were discussing, I will continue the same topic ahead. So last time we discussed about the root of the all offenses, that is inattentive chanting, and we saw remedies for all three types of inattentive chanting, and we also saw how does Lord really attract, and we also saw a law of attraction in that regards. So today I thought I will discuss on the same theme ahead. So I heard very nice definition of offenses. This is general term. This is very general term. So what does offense actually means? Last time I mentioned that Rupal Prabhu says, when we make an offense, we go off the fence. So His Grace Braj Vihari Prabhu gives a very nice definition of offense. For example, he says, it is an attitude of arrogance or neglect towards the vehicles of spiritual, towards an attitude of arrogance or neglect towards the vehicles of spiritual energy in the material world. So those vehicles of spiritual energy in the material world are like of chanting, deities, and even devotees as well. So continuing ahead, I heard one very nice illumination on this attentive chanting, its mechanism, and if it is not done if it is done mechanically, and if it is not done attentively, what detrimental effect it has. So shortly I will speak on that. So when we chant inattentively, what happens is we are not focused on the holy name. And when we are not focused on the holy name, a vicious loop is formed. What kind of vicious loop is that? When we are not chanting holy names properly, then we are less absorbed in holy name. We do not invoke Krishna's presence. And because we do not invoke Krishna's presence, then what happened is we do not experience any fulfillment or enrichment in our chanting. And what happens as a result of that? That we start feeling chanting as a burden. See, for devotees, we are chanting 16 rounds. For us, we have decided to invest our time in chanting. But for us, the next challenge is to invest our consciousness in chanting for that time duration. So during that time, when we are chanting, this vicious loop takes over. So if we chant attentively, then we will invoke Krishna's presence. So in this regards, there is one important thing, like for when we were new to Krishna consciousness, we were strategically attracted towards the chanting of holy name. Like how we were firstly told about, like any advertisement does, that we were first told about the prize, like what the benefit we get from chanting, and we started chanting, right? And after we chant, we get little experiences that increases our conviction. But for us, the main challenging is what we discussed. So, in this regard, like there is a Srila Rupa Goswami says in the Nectar of Instruction that holy names is like a sweet. Like the person who is having jaundice, he cannot taste the sweetness of sweet things. Like that, that is our situation. We are in the disease state right now. That's why we are not able to experience the sweetness of the holy name. In case of the holy name, actually, the results of chanting, like the fruits, the sweetness of holy name, are not experienced or perceived immediately. So that's why it takes time. So in that regard, those like in the case of jaundice, at least in the case of jaundice, the person who cannot taste the sweetness of the sweet things he is eating, at least he knows that how sweets taste. But in our case, we have never experienced the sweetness of the chanting before, right? So, for that matter, it is very important for us to hear from those who have experienced and the sweetness of the holy name. So, this is a very important thing. And what happens is when we chant attentively, we connect to Krishna and we expand our consciousness by connecting to Krishna, and we bring Krishna in our consciousness. So in this way, when we chant properly, we will get absorption and we will get the fulfillment and the enrichment, and we will not feel the burden of chanting much. So in that regard, chanting will be a purifying experience and relishing experience. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna.